Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 11 minutes past the hour on this 12th day of the 12th month of 2025 as we make our way toward Christmas and 2026. Good morning. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told. Your early morning get up, wake up, wake up. Your information, inspiration, motivation, your conversation that promotes elevation. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, in the building, broadcasting live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X at the JDMS, and on YouTube. We are at 100 BLK Media. Good morning, family. How are y'all doing? We finally made it through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday is finally here, the beginning of the weekend, baby. Woo! Look like we made it, fam. Look like we made it. The Christmas holiday is in full swing. I can't even say it. I tried. It doesn't. I was getting ready to say it's starting to feel a lot like Christmas, but it's really not. Not for me, it's not. Um, Maybe because I'm always in the giving spirit. Maybe because I'm always in the mood of gratitude, of thankfulness. Um, every day is Christmas. Every day is Valentine. All these days that we celebrate, all these days we set aside to make it the day. I try to make that day an everyday thing because you never know when it might be your last day. Saying that, just saying it. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I had a long day yesterday. One of the longest days I've had in a long time. But I'm up in here on the scene. Listen, family, how are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling about the holidays? Is the holidays feeling holiday-ish to you? If it is, let me ring the bell. Hit the horn. Let me give you a round of applause. Because it is the holiday season. It is Christmas. Not only is it Christmas, rolling out of Christmas, we're rolling into 2026. And for those of you who haven't been watching the show or haven't been watching the rewinds, and a lot of you have, at the beginning of, to be exact, at the last of this month, how many days are in this month? I think it's 31. I think. Make sure. Yes, on December the 31st, New Year's Eve, it will be the last broadcast of hashtag Truth Be Told JD Live until July the 1st. We finally, yesterday, I think, was the day I got a chance to have some alone meditation time. I, along with the creator, I believe, came to the conclusion that we'll be back for Essence. We'll be back July the 1st. So I will be completely off of social media. Completely. Completely. It's actually 13 more days till Christmas. Days the 12th, Christmas is the 25th, 13 days and counting. And as I said, at the end of this month, I will be taking a hiatus of no social media, absolutely none. So for those of you who enjoy some of the other things I post, I'll be back in July. I'll be back in July. I have to detox. There's some things I really have to take care of for myself. As you know, I do all this and I do a lot of things. There's a lot I do outside of this podcast. Uh, to keep a roof over my head, to keep bills paid, and to keep my mental health in order. You know, your health is your wealth, and your mental health matters. So I've got to take care of me. I've got to take 6 months away to take care of me. I've got to do like Bobby Brown. How many of y'all remember the old Bobby Brown? I got to get away. I got to get away, family. Got to get away. And I'll be back, and I'll be back for Essence. And be exact, July will be a busy month when I get back. I'll be back for Essence. I'll be heading to Vegas. I'll start this podcast back again. Of course, it'll be a month before football season. The Marshall Falk era will be beginning at Southern University for that season, for the 2026 season. There'll be a lot happening when I get back in July, but Guess what? If the Lord say the same and the sun still rises and I'm still here and he allows me to see July the 1st of 2026, guess what, family? I'll be back. This will be back. The bus, I'll be doing this route again, and we'll be hopefully picking up some wonderful people on the bus. Maybe have some new people that we pick up on the bus. We will be back. How y'all feeling? How are y'all really feeling? That is a serious question. How are you physically feeling? Are you taking care of yourself as the change of the season? Make sure, no matter how you take care of yourself, be it that you do it through natural remedies, if you do it through vaccinations, just make sure you take care of yourself. However you do it, whatever works for you to be healthy. Take care of yourself. There's still COVID, the flu, and other communicable diseases running around. Be careful. Take care of yourself. Protect yourself at all times. At all times, protect yourself. Had to get some coffee in the morning. Regardless of what certain folks say, I am I was born in 67. I believe to this very day, I have been mostly healthy. The health disparities I have had were probably mostly brought on by myself, by me not eating and exercising correctly and other things. Genetically, I don't think there's too much that I really inherited from my mother or my father, my biological family, because I've been pretty healthy. I mean, the issues I've had have really been brought cell phone. Stress will bring stress and will bring on high blood pressure and things of that nature, which will bring on other issues. And not eating right, not exercising will bring on diabetes. So when it comes down to genetically inherited stuff, the truth about it is we just got to talk to one another where we can be better and do better. But how are y'all doing out there? On the economic side, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not, but the president did say the economy and affordability is A plus 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 plus. Is that how y'all feeling? Are y'all feeling that, man, look, my check look good? When I go out there and buy stuff, I walk into the store and say, put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. I got it like that. I got it like that. Put it in the bag. Do y'all feel that you're better off now than you were back when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were in office, when Joe was the president, Kamala was the vice president? Do you feel better with Donald and JD? I mean, tell me. Hey, somebody tell me something. Something. This is the most unchristmassy Christmas I have experienced in 58 years of living. I really don't feel like it's Christmas at all. And maybe there's something with me, and maybe that's why I do need to get away. Maybe that's why I do need to unplug. That maybe is why I need to unplug from social media and stop doing the social media thing until July. Sometimes you have to detox. You have to purge yourself. You have to unlearn what you have learned. Great quote from a little green guy named Yoda. And with 20 minutes past the hour on this Freedom and Fun Friday, always remember that the sun sets free. I am happy and blessed to have woke up this morning with the ability to come on here and just talk to you from the heart and tell you what's on my mind. And hopefully give you conversation that promotes elevation, that whatever you're dealing with, because we all deal with something at some level, be it good, bad, or ugly, that you can say, guess what? Today I was gifted whatever time I was given, because today may be that day. May be that day. Today may be that day that you don't see tomorrow. I want y'all to take a pause and think about that. No matter how healthy you are, no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how good you got it going on, today may be that day that everything lines up in the universe that you lose the life that is in this body and your spirit transfers over to the other plane. Maybe today is the last day that anybody physically can hug you, touch you, speak to you on this side, and tell you how they feel, or even if you had the best of plans. Today may be that day. Today may be that day. You know, we depict death as that guy in the black cloak with the sickle that shows up and says, "Are you ready?" Well, I don't think you're ever ready. The question is, are you gonna let it go and just come? Because you ain't got really nothing to do if today is that day. Be it naturally, or if it happens in the most grotesque way that is imaginable by you and I. If this heart stops beating and these lungs stop breathing, this brain stops working, if tomorrow don't come, can you in your last moment say, I did my best? Or will you in your last moment have a lot of regrets? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. 23 minutes past the hour. To my son, Lieutenant Commander Anderson, Joint Naval Operation Base in Jordan. Go Army, beat Navy. To Sean P., who I know had a long night like I did, probably why he's not on today. He'll be back Monday. Go Army, beat Navy. To everybody out there that has served in the Navy or the Marines, this weekend, I got one thing to say to all of y'all. Go Army. Hooah. Beat Navy. And I meant that from an old Army dog, Army class in 1985. Go Army. Beat Navy. Black Knights, I need y'all to come through. I understand some of y'all out there love the nice white uniforms. I understand some of y'all are in love with Tom Cruise and Top Gun. I could care less about all that. This weekend, go Army, beat Navy. On the other tip of football, since we talking football for a few minutes, 25 minutes past the hour. If it ain't swacking, I ain't acting. If it ain't swacking, I ain't cheering. With that being said, I saw last night before I went to bed, Wakanda Forever. Prairie View A&M, if you don't take your ass to Atlanta and whoop on them South Carolina State Bulldogs, it's time for the Black Panther to rise. I need the Black Panther to live. I need Wakanda to show up. And I need y'all to go to the Celebration Bowl and get that national Black championship trophy and be the kings of HBCU for 1 year and bring it back to the SWAC, baby. Tennis, I like you. Tennis, I used to speak to you all the time when you worked for Southern. Tennis Barry, you a hell of a coach. But I need the DOG to go down to Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and beat the South Carolina Bulldogs. I need Prairie View A&M to come out victorious for the SWAC. So I got two wishes for this weekend. I need Prairie View A&M to come back SWAC champions, national, historically black college and university national champions. And I need Go Army beat Navy. So if I wake up and see Monday morning, y'all, and those two things have happened, I will be happy and gleeful on here. But guess what? If those two things don't happen and I wake up Monday morning, I'd rather for those two things not to happen and me to wake up than for those two things to happen and me to be on the other side. Just saying. Just saying. Good morning, family. 27 minutes past the hour. We got to pay attention while we over here laughing and joking, and sometimes you got to look at the lighter things of life. There is a looming war on the horizon with Venezuela. Not a conflict, not a skirmish. There is a war looming on the horizon. Now, for those of you who don't understand about the difference between conflicts, skirmishes, and war, I being Facebook scholars and lawyers and Googleologists, because some of y'all knowledge come from Google. Y'all need to have PhDs in Googleology, because y'all will Google the hell out of y'all will Google the hell out of people. Y'all will chat GTP the hell out of subjects, which I have discovered now. And it was funny. I was talking to my professor. Chat GTP and these AI-based information systems have now become the new libraries. We used to go when we wanted to get information. When I was young, when I was a child, to be exact, there was a season of my life in my late junior, I think that was in my 7th, 8th grade, and in my early high school, 9th and 10th grade, I worked at the library. I worked at our local library. I helped at the library. It was one of my summer jobs and how I made extra money. And you know, the library was a place. Greetings to everyone who's jumping in. Good morning to everybody. Let me say good morning to all my people on Instagram and all my people on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning to y'all. But I used to work in the library, but these informational AI systems have now become the modern day libraries. Because when you need to know something, you ask Gemini, Siri, ChatGPT, or whoever else, and there's a whole bunch of other ones out there. You ask them and they go retrieve it. You don't go to a librarian and say, hey, what section is such and such in? I need to look at a book of such and such because I'm trying to figure out such and such. No, you just pick up this device and you say, Gemini, Google, Siri, I need to know such and such. These have become the modern day library. Of course, there are those who have a lot of fear of AI because AI, unlike going to a library, AI being a library that literally brings the information to you, AI has begun to work. Where you won't work, AI will work for you. And a lot of folks are worried about that moving forward. I believe in evolution. I believe that I am a better version of who I am than my mother and father was in certain aspects. I believe in evolution. You know, right now, we've seen evolution on many different levels, political, social, economical. We see it. Like right now, you know, pay attention. You know, I tell people all the time, right now in the state of Louisiana, there is a immigration sweep going on. Just like it went on in Charlotte, North Carolina, just like it went on in just like they deployed National Guard and immigration individuals into Chicago. And I'm telling you, people are doing these things to test the waters, to see what they can and cannot get away with the people. Not so much are they testing, and somewhat they are testing the law. Speaking of which, I don't know how I even want to address it. Let me take a second. Let me address this the best way I can, because unlike a lot of folks, I always stand with my people, right, wrong, or indifferent. All right. So let me take a deep breath here. In my local area where I live, Lafayette, Louisiana, there is a man who I hold at high esteem, good man, good brother, and an awesome friend. It is Judge Royal Colbert. Good man, good brother, awesome friend. Regardless of what he may have been accused of, that that provoked the Supreme Court to suspend him for 6 months. That's still my dog. I haven't went through the 2 discretions that they felt was egregious to the point that they needed to suspend him for 6 months. I may not agree with their decision at all. And even if he did what he was accused of and it was wrong, I'll look him in the face and say, dog, if you did it, you were wrong. It still does not negate that that is a hell of a man, hell of a judge, and a good brother. And I will not get on the bandwagon of, oh man, he ain't who he say he is. He is absolutely who he say he is. He's human. Human beings make mistakes. He may have made 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Does not negate that I've seen this man go above and beyond for his people, using the law as it is written to help us be better. And regardless who sets where that can pass judgment on him, he's still my dog. He's still my brother. He's still a hell of a good man. I'm a real friend. Now, in my private, quiet conversation, if I do get to sit down with my brother and he explains to me what happened, if in that explanation from him, I'm able to look him in the eye and say, bro, you shouldn't have did that. All right. I'll say what I have to say to him, but he'll still be my brother. Because we allow too many times Black men and women who get in good positions, great jobs, doing a good job and doing great things for us, get crucified by non-melanated folks, and all of a sudden we stay quiet as a mouse, as a church mouse, when it comes down to us saying, okay, so they made a mistake. Hell, you got a dude in the White House that made 34 of them. And y'all love the hell out of his ass. Judge Royal Colbert is my dude. Period. Great man, great advocate for the people, great judge. Is he perfect? Fuck no. Who is? Hold it. Better yet, since y'all want to get on social media and all of a sudden try, because I saw some of the social media posts. Oh, he did this. Okay, wait a minute. So you out here robbing, stealing, doing all kind of malice. He done let you slide a couple, but just because he dropped the gavel one time in the court and literally gave you the punishment that you should have got a long time ago, he ain't a good judge. He ain't a good judge because he judged your ass for doing what you shouldn't have been doing from the first place. And guess what? I've been there too. I've had people, when I was wrong, I didn't like it because they called my wrongness out. Guess what? If you did it, the best way not to have to be mad at somebody because they passed judgment on you is don't do wrong. How about that for an idea? Well, why don't we just do the right thing? Why don't we not embellish, lie, try to hustle? You know, folk out there, oh, I'm disabled. You really ain't disabled. Oh, you done learn how to use the system. See, everybody got some level of untruth in them. A lot of y'all lie all the time. Oh, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about when we get caught in our wrong. When we get caught in our wrong, we want folks to have mercy. Oh, come on now, it's me. Come on now. Guess what? So the same way that we do the come on now, it's me, I'm doing it for my dog. That's my dog. That's the man that behind closed doors, when I was dealing with a whole lot, that brother was there for me like he was family. And I don't care if he did what they say he did. I'll tell him to his face, bro, if you did it, you're wrong. Shouldn't have did it. But it does not change that that's my dog. Because I'm like Mo3, brother. Mo3 said it best. I said, man, they should have played that at the end of one of the seasons of Power, because that song sums up the whole Power universe. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. But if I tell you, I got you, I got you. Because when it's effed up, it's effed up. But I ain't going to let nobody talk about you, not in my face. And I'm going to keep your name solid in my world, even if you did what they said that you did. If we're friends, I can pull you to the side and say, player, shouldn't have did it. But y'all switch teams in a heartbeat. Some of y'all, not all of y'all. Some of y'all real niggas too. You know, I'm a movie, comic book buff. And just like in Django, when Schultz was finishing up the transaction to get Hilda von Schaff from Candy, and Candy said, no, you got to shake my hand. Because guess what? I just don't want your money. I want to humiliate you. See, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. Y'all just don't want to win. Y'all want to beat folks into the ground. Y'all can't just deal with I won, they lost. No, you want to humiliate people. Because the truth about it is, even though you may have a nice degree, a nice house, a nice car, a nice job, you are a terrible person. Your character is all effed up. You got some real ugly ways. And if you peel back all that gooey, that Louis and that Gucci and the BMWs and the Benzes and the beautiful house and the furniture, you are a real ugly person. If we peeled away all the material stuff and looked at you really for who and what you are, half of us wouldn't deal with you. I have people out there that be honest with you. If you really, really was honest, some of you wouldn't deal with your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, those who are of your blood, because you know who they really are in the spirit. And in the spirit, regardless of how they eloquently speak, how they dress and look, what car they drive, what house they live in, what gated neighborhood they live in, what people they associate with, what folks they have of influence. You know who they really are. And that's why if you really had your way, you would not deal with them at all. And the only reason you deal with them is because y'all share DNA. 41 minutes past the hour on this Freedom and Fun Friday. Some folks need to be set free this morning. And he that the sun sets free is free indeed. And to my friend, my brother, The brother last night that I didn't get in bed until late, and that's probably why the podcast started right on time, but I was still once again getting myself back together. Had to work last night. I sent a prayer up. I sent a real prayer up. I said, Lord, cover this brother. I've been there. I've been in the news, had my name thrown out there amongst those who liked me and didn't like me. And at the time, I needed folks to stand up and say, that's my dude. Their silence Judge Royal Colbert, I appreciate you. I will continue to say that you are my judge, you are the people's judge, and I look forward of you returning after this time of you not being there. And I pray that during this season, whatever the Most High has that He needs to impart in you, that He does. And listen up, family. When they remove someone who is for us, with us, and one of us, I don't want to hear y'all say a goddamn thing when in the next 6 months, some of us go to court and get railroaded or don't get the justice we want. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Once again, we brought it up yesterday, Sean and I. Y'all have the mitigated gall and audacity to talk about Kamala Harris and Jasmine Crockett, but guess what? You don't talk about Tim Scott. You don't talk about Candace Owens. It's funny that when we decide to join in with the ops, when we decide to be the Stevens and the Stevenettes in this Django cinematic life we're in, when we decide to be Steven and Stevenettes, and we decide to side with Monsieur Candy, everybody good with that. Y'all good posting pictures on Facebook. Some of y'all post more pictures with the ops than you do your own people. But y'all swear to God, y'all community advocates. I'll leave it right there. Y'all post more pictures with the ops, of the ops, and for the ops than you do your own people. But y'all are community advocates. And let me say the following. I applaud every Black man and woman who is doing something positive in the community, even if we don't agree with one another because of our own personal and private issues. I am often imitated, but never duplicated. I owe. How's that? To replace that with I owe two folks who I am exclusively. One to God Himself, for God knew when He put me together in the spirit world and decided to deposit me into this body that I'm in. He knew. Miss Erlene Anderson, my my mother, my adopted mother, who was more a mother than my biological mother. She, along with Miss Ruth Hart, along with a, a group of aunties I had, they're the one who taught me my style, my helped me mold my voice, talked to me about hygiene and looking a certain way, and always told me you may never be the biggest muscle, best looking of the crew, but you can always be one of the best smelling, best dressed, and one of the best vocally audibly heard amongst those that you are with. And folk try to imitate my style all the time. I am a trendsetter. While other folks look at me and say, "Oh, I can do that too." Okay, but do it. because I'm often imitated, but never duplicated. And I have no problem with you trying to imitate me, no matter if it's on a podcast level, no matter if it's on a fashion level, no matter if it's on a political level, no matter if it's on a community advocate level, because the highest level of flattery is imitation. So you can take my sayings, you can take my style, you can take everything you feel like you can take from me and make it your own and put your own little twist on it and try to say, I can do it better than him. Guess what? I let me ring the bell for you, because if you're doing it for the greater good, and there are some of my people who are downtrodden, some of my people who do not have, that get help by you elevating your ass in the process, guess what? Elevate on, my friend, elevate on. Because at the end of the day, like I told you, I am a man of the people, for the people, and I'm with the people. I have a person out of state right now who I'm doing some extensive work with, who said, go back to Tennessee, where you do have a humble abode. Soon as you walk across that stage and get your PhD in August of 27, go back home. I'm going to help you. You're going to run for office. Guess what? I always tell folk in the state of Louisiana, I will not run for dog catcher. I mean that. I have been appointed to a couple of positions. I just got appointed to a position that I don't even tell people about. I got appointed to a state position. Unlike a lot of other folks, I ain't putting my business out there like I used to. I'm going to go and do the work. My appointment was not for a Facebook post to make you go, ooh, look at him. When you walk in that room and you see me sitting on that board, you'll be like, God, none of your business. Favor, which is never fair. I will never run for dog catcher in the state of Louisiana, and I've been a citizen of this great state since 1995. However, being a natural born citizen of the great state of Tennessee, I ain't ruling nothing out. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have a home. I may go back and live long enough to do what needs to be done. I trust God. And if God tells me to go do it, regardless of how stupid I feel it is, how crazy it may sound, guess what I know? God has never told me to do anything that has failed. I trust him, I trust myself, and I know he always will make a way. I wake up every morning, and if you have not noticed, I have added on to a saying I have. I have a saying that God had put in my life, and that saying is, remember, help who you can help, fix what you can fix, everything else let go and let God. He has given me an addition to that statement that I am now putting out there. Today, with God, I will find a way or make a way. And I believe that with all my heart, my soul, my mind, and everything that is in me. So 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome to the Freedom and Fun Friday edition of hashtag Truth Be Told /JD Live, your early morning get up, wake up, as we make our way into the weekend, as we make our way 13 days until Christmas. For those of you who are celebrating the holiday season, and for those of you who are out there feeling festive and doing all the Christmassy stuff, be careful. Watch your surroundings, watch your environments. Don't let the Grinch, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch, or Mrs. Grinch, come and ruin your holiday spirit and season. And for those of us who don't feel like it's the holidays, it's okay. Listen, family, it's okay to feel the way you're feeling right now. It's not okay if you're really going through a season of depression or a season of anxiety, that your mental health is at the point that you don't know should you be living or not, it's not okay not to talk to somebody. Many of you are suffering in silence, and suicide is at an all-time high. And family, that's where it's on us to check on folk. Text them, call them, knock on their door. If you see them out, even though they might look like they got a smile on their face, there's nothing wrong with asking them, are you okay? That one little ask might be the thing that changes their mind from, I'm going to drive somewhere and jump off a bridge. I'm going to put a gun to my head and blow my brains out. Maybe you just asking them, are you, hey, is everything okay? You good? Might be the thing that shifted the universe they in to say, guess what? I need to keep on keeping on. You're important to somebody. Your words matter. You have worth. You don't need one of these to be somebody. You don't need a podcast, a radio show. You don't need a political position. You don't need a big job with a big title. You matter to someone. Someone right now needs to hear your voice. Someone right now needs to get a text from you. Someone right now, somewhere, you're their superhero. Remember that. In the words of Alethea Crimmins, who often would show her lovely face on the bus route and jump on the bus. It has to be great in their face. And you got to have a good day on purpose. 7 minutes. 7 minutes to the top of the hour. In the words of my sister Jax, who I spoke to a few days ago, who folks ask me, man, where are certain folks at? Man, this is a bus. I'm still hitting the bus stops because that's my assignment. Everybody ain't at the bus stop. Some folk done got their own transportation, and I'm so happy because I just wanted the bus to roll to get folks on to talk on the bus because some things needed to be talked about. But I talked to my sister Jax, and Jax always tell you, hey, if nobody told you they love you today, you know who loves you? Listen, family, there are folk out there who need you, who you may know, may not know. But if you get that funny feeling in your body and you walk by somebody and it says, turn back around and ask them, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? Do that. That's the universe telling you that you're the one that has been chosen to be their salvation on this day. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Family, I don't run a Cash App. Be exact. I never asked for, I did. There was a time in my life I jumped on the gravy train like everybody else. Send me stars. Send me money. Guess what? It is the work of these hands, the impartation of knowledge from the Most High into this thing I have between these ears and behind these eyes, that I accumulate wealth daily. I am wealthy, and I speak it until I see. And I look at my life and I always say the following, at my best, somebody's glad they're not me. And at my worst, somebody wish they could be me. And I am always thankful, always grateful. Well, family, 4 minutes to the top of the hour, 4 minutes to the top of the hour. What did I hear in the back of my head? What did we learn today, Charlie Brown? And every time I hear that, because that's from D.L. Hughley, what did we learn today, Charlie Brown? I hear from Kill Bill, Charlie Brown, konnichiwa. All right. So let me get ready to get up out of here. It is Freedom and Fun Friday. Weekend is coming. Two things I need to have happen this weekend. You heard me say it here. These are who I'm rolling with. If you are going to watch the Army Navy game, and if you are a naval person, served in the Navy, part of the Navy, because the Marines are a part of the Navy, you know, y'all are all in it together. So if you're a Marine or a Navy guy, y'all are good people and everything. I hope we beat the hell out y'all today, this weekend. Go Army! Go Army! Beat Navy. I said it. And I stand on business. Secondly, if you're a MEAC person, if you like Howard, you know, a lot of folks, HU, you know, okay, all right. If you are Hampton, if you know, I don't know if Hampton's still a part of the MEAC, but if you the old school MEAC folks, you know, it was Hampton and North Carolina A&T and North Carolina Central and Howard and you know those schools that make up the MEAC. Y'all get ready to play the SWAC this weekend, baby, at the Celebration Bowl. And guess what? PV, Wakanda. That's what I call it. I love it when you go to PV because they play the little Wakanda song because they all South Carolina State, you on the clock. Tennis Bear, you on the clock. And guess what? Tomorrow, Wakanda is showing up in Atlanta, and it is Challenge Day. Go Panthers. So two things I want to see happen this weekend. I need to see a Army victory in the Army-Navy game, and I need to see the Panthers, a Prairie View, A&M, come victorious in the Celebration Bowl and become the new reigning HBCU national champion. That being said, it's 1 minute to the top of the hour. Time for me to get up out of here. Family, I say it and I say it all the time, and I end the same way every time. Hey, be better today. Be better today than you were yesterday. And do something today to bless somebody somewhere that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way that they could ever pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he willingly can do for you. For God is nothing or no one can stand against. Be blessed. Have a great day. Pray that you have a wonderful weekend. If the Lord say the same, I'll see you Monday. Y'all have a good one. I'm up out of here. Time to go. Hey.